Well, one of the best players, for me, I named him the man of the match. And the other one that really impressed me in the game of Fulham that saw United knocked out of the FA Cup was none other than Matthias de Ligt. But Chido Obi Martin looked like he was that player that could make something. And we've gone ahead to obviously get a story today that he's out of the Real Sociedad game. And that has been confirmed. And here we come to obviously bring you the latest news and information as far as all that is concerned. Rock and David is my name. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Chido Obi Martin is the lead story. We do have Wayne Rooney, Alan Shearer, Rasmus Højlund, and Ruben Amorim all discussing this young lad or the youngster that has gone ahead to obviously take the world by storm. Let's see close to 200 likes much in this video if you do love Chido Obi Martin. Chido Obi Martin is really one of those stars that has gone ahead to obviously excite people in the recent game that he played. In the previous two games where he came on, I think against the two previous games we played in the Premier League. Those two previous games when he came on and he never really looked good because he never really got service. But because he got a chance to play close to 60 minutes in that game against Fulham, obviously show his potential. And we all thought that in the game of Real Sociedad, he was going to be very, very instrumental, especially coming off the bench. And unlucky enough, Chido Obi Martin is going to be out of action. And Rick Fay has gone ahead to confirm to us that Man United will not be able to select Chido Obi Martin in the UEFA Europa League campaign for the remainder of the season after he was not included in the revised squad list for the competition. Now, most of you are like, what of the Class B? Because if you are not part of the first 11 for the club, the squad, the main squad of the first team, you can obviously get onto the list through the List B. But even List B is really very hard for Chido Obi Martin to obviously take part into this competition because there are rules that govern the List B players that are supposed to be chosen. And we've been told by At Goal that Chido Obi Martin does not qualify for a place on the B list, which is made up of young professionals, due to having not been with United for minimum term of 2 years. That's what you're obviously getting in through from the Goal. Now, that means for you to qualify to be on the List B, you have have been at the club of Manchester United or in the academy of Manchester United for the previous 2 years. And for Chido Obi Martin, he hasn't even spent a year here. Now you understand why he's not obviously going to be part of the squad of Manchester United that's obviously going to be taking on the side of Real Sociedad down in Spain, meaning that the manager is really going to be having huge trouble. Remember, he never even had 8 players on the bench, only had 7, and now that means unless otherwise there is a player that returns, he's really going to be having limited players. And remember, these players that United has always gone ahead to have been playing to the under 20, under 21s, under 18s. You understand? But on Thursday, we stand a huge chance to obviously having more other players in the academy join the club of Manchester United because we know to each that in the midweek they rarely play. I think they're obviously going to be playing in the weekend. Now, for that, we might obviously see other players included into the squad of Manchester United. You understand? So, we are waiting to see who those players are going to be to obviously match up the number of the squads that we will have. But Aiden Heaven is obviously going to be taking place into that because Aiden Heaven was registered as a first-team player. Him and Patrick Dogu were registered as first-team players. So that's what you're really having. But it's going to be a very huge miss for this player because I thought that this would have been a perfect fixture for him to come off the bench and really score a goal against Real Sociedad because of him coming off the bench and coming up when he has already gotten to know where he can obviously pass. Because I played football, not so much, but every time I came off the bench, I really looked at a different kind of player. Because every time you come off the bench, you know where to pass, and the coach really has gone ahead to obviously get to know the weakness of the team, and he obviously tells the team that we are going to be playing like this. So Chido Obi Martin would have gone ahead to obviously be used as a dangerous substitute in those games. That means Rasmus Højlund will do the needful in that encounter. Now, Alan Shearer, after the game of Fulham, he said, I like what I see from Chido Obi Martin. I really do. Yeah, he's a very good player, but I don't want people to pile lots of pressure onto the player. I don't want to see people come out and obviously tell us that, all right, he's the reason as to why United will obviously qualify and really get to the next level. I don't really believe in that. I don't believe in that. So let's give the boy time and let him do things at his pace. Wayne Rooney also had something to say about Chido Obi Martin after the game of Fulham. He said, Chido Obi Martin is getting into great positions. Really impressed with him. Looked like the one who could make something happen. Obviously, he really went ahead to obviously get some good chance in there for you. And I'm like, all right, let's obviously see how things are really panning out into the mix. So Chido Obi Martin is one of those that we're really looking at, and we are giving him a very huge go, but he's out of the game of Real Sociedad, and we'll be waiting to see how the manager will deal with that. Now, after the game of Fulham, the manager of Manchester United was asked about on if Obi can replace Rasmus Højlund in the next game. They said anything can happen in the next matches. We have to see the opponent, see where the players are physically. I will choose the best players to win the next match. Now, obviously, the next match you're playing Real Sociedad, and with Chido Obi Martin out and not being able to obviously make it into the team of Manchester United, I tell you what, he's not obviously gonna be really starting into those games. So that means Rasmus Højlund lead the line, but when you're playing against Arsenal over the weekend, you never know what the manager will obviously think about, because you're playing on Thursday and might be like, let me obviously start Chido Obi Martin to play some good minutes depending on how Rasmus Højlund will look. So it is really going to be dependent on the manager of Manchester United on who really starts. But I don't really advise the people at Manchester United to start Chido Obi Martin. He's still young, and there is no way you get him ahead of Rasmus Højlund. All you have to do is let's use these remaining games of the season to see to it that Chido Obi comes off the bench, and plays like 20-30 minutes, and then in the preseason we start giving him games to start and see how he will look, such that he really fits into the team very well, and these players will obviously get to know how good he is. And why I want him to obviously be one of the strikers that we rely on next season is because he's that kind of player that will be playing with a team that is really organized into the real Ruben Amorim system. I don't want him to get frustrated. That is it. So let's wait and see how that pans out. But the club of Manchester United is really having another youngster in making. And we got him on free from the side of Arsenal. And he's going to turn out to be one of the best forwards in the world. And he came into an atmosphere where he really has his fellow Den players. Patrick Dogu is Danish. Chido Obi Martin is Danish, Eriksson is Danish, and Rasmus Højlund is Danish. So he's having 4 Danish players at the club of Manchester United. And I've gone ahead obviously read a story that Chido Obi Martin enjoys the company of Patrick Dogu a lot. Patrick Dogu is, I think, 20. And then Chido Obi Martin is going to be clocking 18 years of age, meaning that they mix and mingle a lot together. So guys, I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below of Chido Obi Martin out of the Real Sociedad game. What do you make about it? And do you think he's going to be one of the biggest players that you're going to be missing into this beautiful game of football? All that and more into the comment section below. Rock and David remains my name, and hope you guys are really having fun. So continue to subscribe to see to it that we hit the maximum number that we want before this month comes to an end. We are soon hitting, I think, 20,400, and let's hit 21,000 subscribers. Guys, please, how do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner is a place to be. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe, and then after, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. We sign out for now. See you later, and Bye bye for now, my mates.